friends. 1 minute chart, it never pretends. Pull the trigger, my heart beats fast. Every second, the future's the past. One shot, don't ask me why. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Oh, scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. The screen's glowing, it's 3 a.m. Charts are moving, I'm chasing them. Candle whispers, they speak in flames. Risk is the devil, but I play his game. Quick moves, no time to cry. It's scalp or die, it's scalp or die. Scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky. Green and red, they're my only friends. 1 minute chart, it never pretends. Pull the trigger, my heart beats fast. Every second, the future's the past. One shot, don't ask me why. It's scalp or die. It's scalp or die. Oh, scalp or die. I'm living on the edge. Every tick, every breath I hedge. Scalp or die, the thrills my high. Win or lose, I kiss the sky.
Hello, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Somebody give me a sound check, mic check, screen check. I think everything looks okay. I moved everything a little bit around to give the screen more real estate. Hopefully that's going to be good for you guys. Let me know. Good morning, everybody. A little bit of a shortened session today. Oh, this looks like I'm getting stuffed on my first trade today. Trading short gold is suckers trade, and this one definitely is. All right, we got stuffed on this trade on our first trade as I was trying to short the lower high. Doesn't work. No biggie. That's a massive reversal from 32 to 40. So we'll see if we get a hang on. You know what? I'm going to remove the execution marks. We'll see if we get a signal. I think what happened was I shouldn't have shorted this because this signal disappeared. So I was a little bit too eager. Anyways, we're getting a fresh buy signal. So we will see how it goes. London session high is 960. We're kind of mid-session London highs. Gold ran all the way to 49.70, and then kind of died out. Could not quite make the 5,000. It doesn't mean that it won't try to make a run today. I think it might actually make another run for 5,000, which will be really, really big. Okay, we're going to reconfigure ourselves here and give ourselves another shot here. 11 seconds left. Neon green. And we're going to put stop underneath here on this one. All right, buy. Stop is underneath here. Target we're going to put over here. Let's see if we can extend a little bit on the run. Maybe try to make it to 49.50 back to recovery zone. North America coming on board, and they want to buy their gold. So we'll see if it plays out here. Oh, so close. So close. What did we get up to? 45.7. I'm at 46. Just 4 ticks off my target, and it just pushed me back. All right, let's stay with the trade. Let it run. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing? Good morning, good morning, good morning. We're doing a shortened session today because Kathy needs the room for like 9:45, so that's why I'm doing a pre-New York Open. It's not like there's any kind of data today, but gold is actually a lot of fun to trade this 8 o'clock rotation. And since gold is really the dominant trade in capital markets these days, much better trade than NQ at this point. I might actually start doing a lot of like 8 to 10:30 trades. Because this is a prime time. Gold 8 to 9 o'clock hour. Gold really, really moves. All right, how close am I? Getting up there. Trying to see if they can run it all the way up to the 950 level. And there we go. Finally hit my target. Good job on that. So that was like a nice 50-point gain. And they keep running it. So we're going to keep trading it. All right. One more set. We're going to give ourselves 3 to 4 labels. This is a much tighter stop because I'm underneath this label. So I just need a very, very tight target over here. Let's see if we can make the target. And we're done. And we're done on the target, and that's pretty good. So what I do is I give myself 3 labels of entry. You could sometimes give yourself 4, and then after that I kind of pause. Once I get a little bit of a red label or a pause label and a reconfiguration, I'll keep trading. So the idea is you make 3 trades, wait till there's a little bit of red, make another 3 trades, make a little bit of red, make another 3 trades. That way you sort of don't overextend yourself. Yes, gold can go 6, 7, 8, 9 labels higher. But remember, every time you go higher, the probability of it getting done kind of decreases. So I just try to take the cream off the top. Just take the cream off the top. Yeah, so Kip Dyer, are you a member of our coaching? Kip Dyer? Because yesterday I posted everybody who's part of coaching. I posted the full 16-page manual on BFF, as well as the latest manual on all the configuration settings for you guys. Okay. So if you're a member of Pass the Prop, it was mailed out to you yesterday. Go into that course, and both of those sessions are both of the PDFs are right then and there. Next week, I'll put those PDFs up for everybody to kind of see, so they can get an idea of like how the whole thing works, and the strategy behind it. But for now, it's available for members only. So you see what I mean about like sort of a three label burst, and it kind of calm down a little bit. That's fine. Honestly, guys, with a few exceptions, when you have sort of really concerted selling pressure in gold, almost everything you want to do in gold is just buy the neon greens. There are very, very few failures of that idea. Here's one failure. Not even this is really a failure, because if you went here, that extended. Maybe like at 2 o'clock, when it really doesn't matter. This is you do have a couple of big sell-off legs. So this was a big London sell-off leg here that you could have participated in on the short side, but so much of gold is really just a much more of a long only trade. Although I will say this, the fact that we're kind of topping out of the 50 level makes me feel that next time I get a neon red, I'll take a punt on it. Oh, so KP, you actually gave me a good idea. So everybody who wants to join our community, this is a good way of. I got a great idea. Okay, if you click this link in joining our community, I'm actually going to put up both of those things. Hold on a second, guys. Just bear with me. I'm going to put them into community, and then I'll show you where they are. I'll put them right now into community. Hang on, because I think I can upload them all in there. That's a great place for everybody to resource it, because then I can hold on. Announcements. Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, I think I can. Okay. BFF. What do I want to call it? BFF guide. Plus settings. Okay, cool. Everyone, please feel free to download. Okay, let me see if I can attach this now. Add attachment. Okay, just one sec. I'm working on it, guys. Okay, trading guide. So what can I do this? Okay, dots, and then one more. Sorry, in my BFF settings. Damn it. Okay, one more second, guys. I'm just putting them into the community. Okay, we got this. And then I think I have it all up here. Publish post. Okay, cool. All right, let me show you guys in community, in announcements, right? I just put it in announcements right here. Here's the guide and settings, and here's the PDF and guide, and here's the PDF and settings. You can just download them to your heart's content, okay? Right then and there. That's going to make your life a lot easier. So everybody who's watching me, who's new to the show, who wants to understand exactly the full scale of this indicator, what it does, the whole strategy of how we trade, that whole guide is in our community. Just join our community for free, like I said, and go to announcements, and I put it over here, okay? And that'll actually make it a lot easier for people to get access to. Let me know if you guys are able to get it. Money VD, we're trading 1 minute chart. We're scalping, baby. So what's going on here? We have purple, which is a higher low, not a trade we want to take. And if we want to sell signal, we really need a lower low generated here to see if the price wants to come back down towards the 200 SMA. If the buyers exhausted themselves at this 450 and there isn't much juice left. If you look at the price action, you saw this huge spike yesterday, right? Twice around 960, 970, and then it just could not breach it. They ran it actually, I didn't even know, at 1 o'clock in the morning, they tried to run it again. And again, it got totally rejected. So sort of the story of the day is that the Asia session highs are now the ceiling. London session highs are the 60. This was around 80. And the bottom line is we couldn't make it to the thing. Oops, I got a short here. Let's sell it. Okay, short on this on the neon red up against, I guess, the high. We're going to put the high over here and see if we can see if this if the sellers have any control over the price action right now. Yeah, I'll every short is a spike against me. We'll stay patient. This is the correct stop above it. If it takes us out, it takes us out. The pass the prop is a direct link. You just need to the link that I sent. I mean, who's been able to access the pass the prop? Tell me. I emailed it yesterday. I think the problem is if you're trying to access it off your phone, it may not work. You need to be logged in to your community on the phone. You got to be logged in. Yeah, Ben got it. Keith got it. Everybody got it. So you just need to be logged in. I think the reason why you're not getting a DRD is you got to be logged in to community with your address, then it knows that you have access. Yeah, everybody got in. So it's not a it's not a me issue. It's a you issue. Just kidding. Actually, let's also see. I'm just curious to see what's happening on news, if we have any news flow today. Oh, that's interesting. What is this? Did you actually? There's a 20% gap. Obviously, I meant Western. They are the only ones so you can compare the U.S. 1 week later, U.S. are growing at the same, but Westerns. I said EU. Huh? Okay, whatever. Okay. Sellers try to push it a little bit lower. Let's see if how our trade is doing. All right, come down. Almost. Come on. Trying to hit my ticks here. So close. All right, I'm gonna exit out. Not bad. 25 ticks on that one. And actually goes a lot more, of course. The moment I leave it, of course, it goes more. My only reservation, I don't mind shorting this, but my only reservation of shorting this is we're at the 200 SMA. We're like close to it, but I actually think it probably will go. While I was mulling, the trade already happened, but the trade should have been, we should have pushed it a little bit here at 33. Would have had another 20 ticks over here of profit, but it is what it is. You can't, you snooze, you lose. And if you snooze, you definitely don't want to be taking it late. So that's fine. But you can tell, you just sort of held it. The cool thing that I wanted to show you, and I remembered yesterday, what I was going to say, what the interviewer that I had, the interview with Stan Ehrlich was, which was really, really interesting. This is what he called a stop. He called the stop a protective stop order. He didn't call it a stop loss. I thought that was really, really smart and a very, very intelligent way of thinking about trading. Because what that does is it completely reorients the way you think about trading. It becomes a matter of risk management and control rather than just a question of winning and losing. So the reason I remember this is because we had a stop in this particular trade. The stop was right over here, right? It almost came to our stop, but that was the right protective stop in a sense that had it breached that level, the whole thesis for the trade would have been negated. And then, once it failed to breach that level, the waterfall started to the downside. We could have actually squeezed a lot more money out of it. But the point is, whether we got done or not done, the important part was, if you think of your stops as kind of the idea of a protective stop rather than as a stop loss, you're going to be in a much better mental frame of mind to be able to take these trades and do these trades correctly. All right. Anybody who wants the guide, the BFF guide, it's in our community. So come join our community if you want to do that. Look at this. Now we're starting to really fall. Big taking the 200, it really, really starts to fall. I should have really pressed the short, and I pushed it out. So hopefully some of you traded it much better than I did, but I did not. All right. I mean, I'm pretty. Here is my distribution overnight, which is not bad. Mainly because I haven't really had much time to be at the screen, but every account is green. I'm trying to grow this. I sort of now have, here's my game plan for my funded accounts as far as what I'm trying to do. I just try to run every account to the next 100 level and then move on. So like this one, this one was in the 300s. I want to run it to 4. This one is, I'm going to try to run it to 300s. This one I'll run to 200s, just to the next rounded level, and then move on, and then start the process again. And that's a great way of slowly but surely growing all of the P&L in your accounts in a highly measurable metric, right? Like a sort of a reasonable metric of where you want to go. And and obviously, if it gets negative, you move on to the next one, and just start the whole process again. If you do that, you're distributing your risk really, really nicely, and you're also doing it. No, the indicator has not changed. Yesterday you saw all the labels. So Tony, in the settings, if you look at my settings and you mimic all the settings that I have, then you should have the exact same thing. It sounds like you change your settings. The indicator has stayed pretty much sealed at the F6 level. I haven't changed anything yet. All right, we've been totally ignoring NASDAQ. I'm just curious to see what NASDAQ is doing. It's actually not doing much, right? I mean, there's room to make money in NASDAQ. Don't get me wrong. But it is definitely a much quieter trade. And you can tell that NASDAQ is sort of very, very flat around the 200 SMA. And, and in a way, that's not a horrible thing for us because obviously when it's that kind of flat, you could still squeeze out a couple of trades here. Like, if you were here 608 to 618, you can make 10 points. But you definitely have very little volatility on NAS here compared to gold. So one cool way of sort of looking at all of this is both in terms of intensity and time duration. Like, for example, gold, as far as the uptrend, has been 634 to basically like 90 minutes of pretty consistent up trading. And now we're having the first 30 minutes of selling, right? So now I'm watching to see if we could get a green label and a green neon label, sort of a nice turn label, and that would give me a turn trade. Range is pretty big, 17 points. That's as good a range as you want in gold. I'm going to put myself to the 33 account and just work that next account because this one is at the next $100 level. This one I'm going to try to work it to the $300 level. See if we can do that. As well charts. Traded a little bit of well charts earlier today too, so that's all good. Can actually try and trade this on well charts too. Let's see if we can do that here. Those of you guys who are on well charts, any issues? You seeing all the labels? Everything is good for you? So to me, like, this is an interesting, this is how I sort of read the chart myself. We had a big up leg. We have a corrective leg. This is a point of pause. And if this point of pause resolves negatively, in other words, we should be getting a neon red label, that gives me a lot of confidence that there's more sellers. If this point of pause consolidates and we start getting their neon green label, we could possibly have a turn, right? So the chart tells you the story of whether the buyers or the sellers have control here. This is a green label, not a neon green label. So not a trade for us. We kind of need a higher high. But if I wanted to gamble, here in a reasonable fashion, I could, well, I got to wait. I could go long here, and my stop would be underneath this proximate red candle. I would have a reasonable point of exit if things didn't work. So I'm going to try this. All right, I'm in the trade, and I'm going to move my limits over here. I'm going to have to probably average down on it. It's 37. I want to be like probably at around 34 on this. If this thing extends, great. If it doesn't, I think I'll be able to come in here and blend out my trade, because this is my stop over here. It's a reasonable stop. Stop should actually be over here. All right, I'm in on my second position. Stops are like right over here. They're in the proper place. I'm going to get a little bit tighter on the exits. Maybe not. This is a little bit more of a speculative trade, because I didn't give myself the confirmation of a green neon label. But my whole vibe here is, if this thing is moving up, this box is the right stop point. Like, it's going to just bounce around the box and go higher, great. If it's going to break the low of the box, then I'm absolutely wrong on the position. Just another way of thinking of how you want to measure your risk. All right, almost there, and we're out. And that trade resolves, and now it sort of gives me, well, not quite yet, but it's giving me. Now you have like a double neon trade, but I'm going to rotate out of this this account to the 19 account. Whatever. All right. So this is a classic hold on this, where I am underneath here. I'll put myself to a limit over here and see if I can, if it presses a little bit higher. So, we held, made a turn. Let's see how much farther we can go on this move. My stop is going to be at 31. I'm in at like around 39. So I want to be a buyer maybe at around 36.9 for a secondary if I need to be. Is that a were you doing? Is that a trade copy or trade? You did one trade in each account. Oh, okay. Sorry, I got limit filled. Okay, so let's let's control first we're going to control my stops, right? So here's my stops to over here. And then I'm going to try and control my exits over here and see if we can exit out over here on this move. Oh, you did. So you're using trade copy and roll charts. Nice. Nice. Good job. Good job for you. And we're almost there. Almost there. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. There we go. So one of the things that kind of, sorry, my apologies for chewing gum. By the way, who chews gum when you trade? I'm actually curious. I got to show you something very cool. All right, let me see if you guys can see this on camera. All right, guys, can you see this? This is called. I literally sound like I'm doing an infomercial, but I really do love this product. It's called Neuro Gum. Actually, Joe Rogan. I saw this on Joe Rogan's. I didn't see it on Joe Rogan's program, but this is where it apparently became really big. Because I'm not really a Joe Rogan, fanatic or anything. But this gum has like all sorts of healthy stimulants for yourself, and it really does help you focus your mind so well. I absolutely love it. What's awesome, DRD? You have NeuroGum, B12, yeah. Oh, good job, DRD. DRD is done for the day. Nice job for you. 500 to 500. That's what I like. Bills to bills. Yeah. So like, I absolutely love it. And I find it very, very helpful. Look at this, by the way. Look at this turn. So this is super interesting. Just fucking failing at the 50 run, right? So now we kind of get interesting. We don't have a label. We just have a reversal. The price action kind of still preserves to the positive. Slope is just starting to change. But as we start moving, it really gives you a clue that, this is a hard sell. From 40 to 30 in one candle is a hard sell. So really worth watching for us to see how it plays out. I'm actually going to go back to these accounts. And where am I at? Because I want to work these accounts first, and then I'll work the wealth charts accounts next. Like all jacked up a Mountain Dew, yeah. Yeah, except Mountain Dew. By the way, did you guys know that the single greatest amount of caffeine per square ounce of any liquid in the world is Mountain Dew? That it makes espresso feel like decaf coffee. How many people knew that Mountain Dew is just pure caffeine delivery system? Anybody know that? I don't even think they have Mountain Dew in Europe because it probably would be illegal. Do you guys have it? The Europeans, chime in. Do you guys have Mountain Dew? Do you even know what the hell that is? I'm actually curious. All right, so this is interesting. Again, a big run to the downside, but they bought it. So they have Red Bull. That's true. Which is disgusting beyond all. Never seen it here in Switzerland. Yeah. Okay. Believe me, you're not missing much. It's like, it's the worst possible. It's like ultra amount of caffeine, ultra amount of sugar in this lemony drink. People love it though, because it just like if you're driving on a highway and you're falling asleep because the road is just like long and you're just bored, There's nothing like Mountain Dew to jack. Like you drink like 20 ounces of that and you'll just be jacked up for 100 miles. This is what Mountain Dew looks like. Let me show you. Oops. It looks disgusting. Forget, see? Like there's literally nothing remotely organic about this. Everything is artificial. But, it's a fun drink. Anyways, here's what I was going to say to you about, like, some of you may wonder, Greenland is going to have access to Mountain Dew. That's true. So some of you may wonder, like, why do I do a 2-entry structure in most of my trades? So, like, I'm in, and unless it runs really, really forward, I'm always kind of buying a second limit down. And this is probably a very as good explanation as anything that you're going to get. Price action, any trading, is an incredibly competitive sport. I think people don't understand that. Like, it's what you're seeing here as prices. Imagine if this was a soccer game, a football game, or an American football game. It's two teams literally battling each other out for, oops, sorry, my daughter, okay, great. Two teams battling each other for the domination of price direction, right? And just like in football, you have you rarely, you have these in American football. I'm going to use American football, but even European football, very rare you're going to get a run from midfield where the guy evades everybody and eventually scores the goal by himself, like a solo run, right? Amazing solo runs. Those are super rare. Most of the time, it's forward, backward, defense, offense, defense, offense, defense, offense. Sometimes it makes the team gets forward into your game. Sometimes you push it back. And American football is the same thing. So price action is very similar in that sense. It's the right way of thinking about it. So even if the buyers are winning, they're making the first down, or they're putting the ball into the half. The defense will very often push them back before you get the final push forward, right? And that's why relying on just the first thrust of the price action is not as high a probability trade, because there's almost always a counter thrust. Sometimes there isn't, and then you just make the target on your first trade. But if there's a counter thrust, but you believe that the buyers have control, then that counter thrust presents a really good opportunity for you to even your odds. You don't have to score the goal, right? You don't have to go all the way to the end. You can just go a little bit forward, and then you're profitable. So that's why I'm always entry, limit entry. It's because the game is never rarely unidirectional, right? Most of the time it's forward chop. You know that because almost no trade you hold immediately goes into profit. In fact, most trades you hold immediately go into a loss. And that's a function of the fact that the other team is fighting back, right? So yeah, it's a modified dollar cost averaging structure. You obviously, I'm only doing a one entry. I'm not, you're not just throwing bad money after good, but understanding there's a step forward, step back dynamic to almost every single candle, especially on a 1 minute chart, really puts you in a much healthier. This is why I stay green across all my accounts. It's not anything that I'm not being brilliant in my entries. I'm just being reasonable in my trade management solutions. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there. And you see the market is just, it is a very stubborn market. What you're seeing right now is a very, very stubborn market. The sellers try to swamp them. The buyers came back and bought them, but the buyers can't really, lift them higher, right? Everybody seems to be waiting for the next big order that's gonna drive everything through. So the other thing I was going to say is, like, we talked about this a little bit, but again, on a purely granular basis, what is it that makes price go up or down? And the first, answer is supply demand, or a more specific answer is a big order, right? A big order comes in. So a big order comes in on the buy side. Everybody has, 10 up, meaning, 10 contracts on the sell, 10 contracts on the sell, 10 contracts on the sell. And a guy wants to buy 1,000, right? So what happens is, it's called sweeping the ladder. That means you're buying every price up, and that's what causes the move up. However, and this is where it gets interesting, what causes a trend? And what causes a trend is that the only thing that causes a trend is not this one guy who buys the 1,000, but another guy that wants to buy 1,000, and a third guy that wants to buy 1,000. See, once you get a string of whales, a string of big orders coming in, that's what creates perpetual pressure on price, either to the downside or to the upside. What you're seeing here is hundreds of contracts, maybe thousands of contracts, selling. So maybe there's 10,000 contracts all sold down here in a matter of 5 minutes, and very few contracts on the buy side. Keith is asking a question. These are honestly, so it all. I hate that answer, but the answer is always it depends. But right now, what I'm trading right now is my funded accounts. I'm trading them in a very, very conservative fashion, where I'm just trying to trade, as I showed earlier. What the hell? You guys saw it. I think. Well, here it is. Did I show it to you? I'm trying to basically run every account to the next 100 level. So like this one was a 300. I ran it to 4. This one is a 200. I'm going to try to run this one to 300, right? And then move on. I'm just trying to run. It's a very, very simple algorithm to keep me going forward. Was the question? Jedi Master. But is this third live trading? I'm failing to see when and how you're taking trades. As you know, I'm a total beginner. Okay. So yes, this is live trading, but oops, fuck! I just missed the trade, guys. Goddamn. All right, we're gonna go long anyways. Fuck me. Sorry. I'm talking and I missed the trade. I'm sorry, guys. So we're gonna go behind this stop over here. I'm gonna try and put a target. This is probably going to trade against me, so I may buy down. But if it goes a little bit forward, we'll take what we can get. I should have been here. I should have been at 35. This thing would have been giving us 20, 30 ticks. But I'm talking and I'm not paying attention. This is still a viable trade because we have 2 consecutive neon greens. So I'm long here. All right, I'm just going to take this over here. Fuck me. Did I get filled? All right. Shitty fill, whatever. Sorry, I'm bad execution, but all really good ideas. So the question is, yes, I am live trading. There is a protocol to how I live trade. Do not wait for me to live trade. There's a delay. There's a natural delay on YouTube. You're always going to be behind me if you trade with me. You need to understand what I'm doing. You need to just watch what the fuck I'm doing. And you may not see that I'm live trading because I took the hang on, let me show this to you. See this? These are all live trades. I just took them off the chart because they were really busy. They were just annoying us. But here, I'm in at 37. I'm in at 38 out of 38.7. This should have been a 20 tick trade, and it became a 7 tick trade because I was dicking around. But generally, I'm trying to go for like 20 ticks, 25 ticks on these trades. And that obviously, targets me towards the next $100 as I'm trading it on a small account. So hopefully that answers your question. Sorry, I got distracted. So Jedi Master, you fucked up my mind. Okay, You did not Jedi my mind. You did the exact opposite. No, it's fine. You're absolutely free to ask questions. I am always, because of the way I trade, which is very, very fast, I'm always going to make a lot of errors in live trading because I'm trying to chew gum and walk at the same time. And that's always a dangerous proposition. But yeah, I mean, the trade here was we're always buying the first neon. The first neon is the best. The second neon is pretty good. But the third neon is pretty much the end of the move. And it's always, the structure is the first neon, the stop is underneath the next, the prior one. If I'm long here and I make money, then the stop here is under the second neon. It's always one neon back, one label back as a stop, because that's the proper protective stop for our risk. If the trade is up, if the trend is up, you're never going to break this stop. You see this trade over here never breaks the stop. This trade over here never breaks the stop. That's how it works. If it breaks that stop, you're on the wrong side of the market. You need to get out. Now, it wasn't a loss. I made money, but I didn't make as much money as I wanted to. All right, another trade here, another trade. 40 seconds left, 30 seconds left. This is the third label in the trade. So we're going to give it, it's actually New York session highs, which is good. I love New York session highs as a potential trade. 18 seconds left. We're going to give it a shot. So if this stays as a signal, we're going to be long here with a stop at this A1 over here. All right. If this stays a signal, it's got to it's got to stay 5, 6, 4. It may come back down. We'll have to. Yeah. See, it disappears, and you got to wait very, very carefully because we retracted like a turtle, moved back its head into its shell. We couldn't hold the highs, and if you can't hold the highs, it doesn't give us confidence that the buyers can control the price action. Everything, by the way, is in that massive PDF, the Guide to Trading BFF, that kind of talks about the whole philosophy, the underlying structure, the atomic building blocks of the whole trade. It's fun reading for the weekend. If you guys want to do that, be my guests on that. Oh man, we've done a lot of trades. It's only 8:45. I thought it was like already an hour and a half into trading. This thing we've really generated a lot of movement here today, huh? Good morning, everybody. Who's new in the room here? Come say hi to me. Who's new to scalping? Who's new to trading gold? Just say new in the comments, and we'll fill you in. Oh, those are all really good questions, Keith. And you should probably practice that. I unfortunately do not, but that's a really, really good approach. Sierra Leone, Africa. Holy shit. Honestly, what time is it in Sierra Leone right now? And it's nice, Mike. Nice to have you along. Green Otter, nice to have you. Trading. Anybody ever traded scalps? Scalp trading is basically ultra short-term trading, 1-2 minutes, trying to make between 10 and 30 ticks per trade, and put them all together into nice little stackable bills of money that add up to hopefully a P&L at the end of the day. Today, we are trading all of my live funded accounts. Not all of them, just half of them. Like we have 7 on Tradingview and about 8 on Well Charts. Today we're trading the Tradingview accounts, and I'm just basically I try to make a trade, win it, move on to the next account, win it, move on to the next account. Although what I'm trying to basically do, which I think is a more intelligent way, is I'm trying to take an account, run it to the next 100. So if the account is 50,200, I want to run it to 50,300, then move on to the next one, run that one plus 100, then the next one, and that way I'm able to accrete every single account. And if I still have time, I go right back and do another 100 to the account. If you want to buy the indicator, Mike, the only way to do that is to join my coaching. I'll give you the link. Here's the link. Oh, shit. Everybody in my room. We're going to go long, guys. Okay. That finally gave us a neon. Okay, so here we go. We're under this neon. I'm going to hold my stop underneath this one, put my target over here. Let's see what we can do here. If this thing comes in a little bit, where am I? At 39, I might buy. Oh, we're done. Never mind. All right, so I'm done on the move, so I don't care. Um, uh, Good for me. Shit. So I totally forgot. Um, Everybody who joined my coaching, right? I will be issuing you money today, money that you can. And by the way, Mike, if you're interested, this is part of the deal. If you get into my coaching, I buy you free prop accounts by giving you guys credit from your coaching. So I will be issuing. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that right now because otherwise I'll forget. So everybody, you're going to be able to get all your credits. Go out there and get Apex accounts because they are 80% off. Although, Mike, I'm afraid Sierra Leone isn't going to do it for you. So you could probably use some of our other partners. Like, if you're in Sierra Leone, you might be able to use our partner called Ola Trade, I think. It's not coming up. Hang on. Here we go. Here's our partner called Ola for anybody who's in an emerging market nation. But if you're an advanced nation, absolutely everybody use Apex, our best buddies. They're 80% off right now. So super cheap. You can get probably 3, as many as 4. Yeah, Apex, UK, no problem, Jedi. You are just marginally these days, just marginally an advanced industrial nation. Okay, I'm kidding you, but that's fine, Mike. That's fine. You can send me an email. Where are you in the UK, Jedi? Are you in London, or are you like elsewhere? Manchester. Hey, okay, let me ask you a question. Geordie accent, is that a Liverpool accent? Is that a Liverpool accent? Because truly, that is not English language, or at least not English the way it's supposed to be spoken. Whenever I hear like British actors go into their Geordie accent just for fun, you might as well be speaking Esperanto. I do not understand a word they say. And I wonder what American accent to a European or to a Brit is utterly impossible to understand. Oh, coolest thing ever! I actually heard this is a very, very cool thing. If you get a chance, you can Google this on TikTok or on YouTube, but on TikTok you can really see it. So you know how Shakespeare is interesting but really inaccessible, like to an American audience. When you're listening to Shakespeare, it sounds beautiful, but you really don't understand half the fucking words that the actors are saying. Cajun, yeah, Cajun. I bet Cajun is hard for Americans to understand. But anyways, so the point is, Shakespeare is really inaccessible to most Americans. Just, I mean, it's beautiful. It sounds wonderful. You understand 3 phrases out of a play, but you really never really can follow it. However, and this is truly the coolest thing I've ever seen. Take any Shakespeare play and perform it in a Southern accent, right? In a Southern accent. And all of a sudden, every single word in that canon becomes completely comprehensible to every American. It is the wildest thing. You got to Google. There's this like Asian guy, great actor, who like does Hamlet's monologue, soliloquy in a Southern accent and you understand every single word. It is just the coolest thing. I think Shakespeare in America should always be pronounced, should always be performed with a Southern accent. And then people would be completely enamored of the plays, you know? It's just wild. I know it sounds crazy, but the reason why, and I think so linguistically, you know, the explanation is the Southern accent is actually the closest accent to the British accent because they stretch the vowels the way the Brits do, and apparently that's why, you know, because we're used to the Southern accent, we can understand it. It becomes very, very accessible to us. But it's really the wildest thing. Oh, the wildest thing. Always have trouble understanding Southern accent. Maybe that one guy. No, you know, I don't know. I don't, you know, I'm not talking about like, you know, like Cajun accent or, you know, so this is just sort of like the classic Southern, you know, Carolina Belle accent, you know. Southern accent is the closest to the British accent. Yeah. No, not something northern like New York. Oh, we got another trade, guys. Another trade. One more trade. 24 seconds left. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can clip it. Session highs 242. They really want to run the 16 seconds left. Our kind of trade, right? Neon green to session highs. Let's see if they can hold it. Oh, and they can't hold it. Like a turtle in its shell, man. Price just retreats. You see how it totally retreats? Okay, no trade, no drama. So yeah, you know, we're just, you know, we're bouncing against New York session highs here against the 45s, and the indicator is keeping us out of any unnecessarily stupid trades. Trying to avoid stepping on a mind as much as possible. Can you get the bundles of past the prop firm? Sorry. Here's the link to my coaching. If you join my coaching, you get everything. So let me just put this up here. This is the link to my coaching, which I'm just putting up into comments. Just, you know, buy the coaching and you're going to get everything you need. And you get the indicator, the tool set, access to our weekly coaching, and all the discounts for the prop firms. Literally not discounts, but literally free. You know, a chance to basically pay no money for your prop accounts. So again, yes, guys, I am fully aware. I owe everybody credits, so you can go buy your Apex accounts today. I will be doing it literally right now after I'm done. So it's interesting, a very kind of a bipolar price action, right? Running it to the top and then just starting to hit bottom. It's a neon red against this particular red. I'm staying away from it right now because I want to see more confirmation of, like, price action is very flat. We're literally just a little bit above the 200. But you know, when the 8 and the 200 are very close together, the market is just not going anywhere. Nobody controls the market. And I want to see a little bit more control of the market before I want to commit to any trades. Oh, CPK Scalper is like an old version of our stuff. It's just a old version of the BFF dots. You don't see a special today on Apex? Did the 80% go off already? I thought they were. Is it 23rd? Maybe did it go away already from the 22nd? If it did, just wait a little bit and it'll come back. I don't know. I have to go look at my 80% is gone. All right. Well, I'm sorry about that. But it will come back. It will come back. Oh, okay. We got sells. I want to sell. We're going to go short. We're going to go against this high. Let's see if we get any continuity on this move. Right over here. And I'm going to go secondary, try to get a secondary exit here, entry. All right, secondary entry here, come back down here. And the shorts may not work. Look at this, shorts just stuffing me. The rule of the day today is that the shorts are killing all of my trades. All right, so that one didn't work, so be it. Back to long, dominating, and we're gonna go back to long. Market gave us a long, so we're gonna be underneath here. See if I can make 20 ticks on the long side. They really reversed the shorts, so we're gonna stay with a dominant trend and see if we can. Every trade today I took that was a loss was a short. Is a really good lesson. As I said, the shorts are the sucker trades. I'm taking them because I'm an endless sucker for reversal trades. But it's clear that the dominant move here, for the most part, is to the long side, and that's where that's where all the smart money is made. So I'm trying to get like 15, 20 ticks on this reversal move, and hopefully this will validate my long position. Session highs on New York session. We're looking for the 45 on this move here, and there's a natural stop here underneath this one, which definitely impressive. I'm going to be a buyer at 40 to even myself out if I need to be. Time is it? It's 9:07. About 20 minutes to the open. All right, starting to pick back up. I got to see the 45s on this move. Let's see if it wants to go there. Starting to pick up. All right, I'm going to get out at my more or less at my target around 44.7, close enough for government work. So we reversed that flow. And what I was going to say is a couple of interesting things. When the instrument is buy dominant or sell dominant, two things happen. Obviously, the buy trades work much better than the sell trades. But more importantly, I didn't have it in this particular example because it didn't quite come down to my retrace level. But the retrace trades work better too. So like you notice one thing about the sell trades, I sold, I tried to sell a secondary retrace and I got stuffed on both of them. Like that's the other important lesson to learn. And maybe that's the thing, maybe that's kind of a thing to do. If you're going to trade the non-dominant side, maybe you don't add to the position because the non-dominant side is already weak by the very fact that it's non-dominant. But secondarily, adding to the position really doesn't improve your odds as much as it does. Whereas on the long side, it really does improve your odds. So there's just an interesting thought in terms of improving our trading techniques on the thing. Dominant side on gold is clearly up. Dominant side on NASDAQ is still pretty much up if you look at it on the longer side. And you don't want to be adding to the non-dominant side. I think that's the takeaway from all of this. What do you guys think? Make sense? Still hitting session highs, by the way. And had I waited, we would have hit the 45s, 46. So this is the fourth level. I'm going to go again. Because this is my fourth and final attempt at an up trade. After I get 4 labels, I want to control my appetite because this is expanding. I think this might run to the 50s, but the trade here would be somewhere at 46. Around the 42 would be the stop. And if it retraces back, I would be buying because this is the dominant side. I would be coming in here. But first, it's got to actually hold the move. Three, 2, 1. All right, we're in the trade. We're going to be underneath this stop here. We're going to be this target here around 49. And we're at 46, so we'll probably come in at around 44 if we need a secondary entry. $48.1 was the high. We're trying to look for the 49 right in front of that 50 level. And we're coming up. It was so close. 48.7 was the high. Just missed that target. All right, we're going to stay with our trade here. And I'm going to just take it out of the. All right, good enough. Good enough for government work. I took it at 48. I should have been a little bit more patient, but it's fine. Anyways, we reversed the short mistakes, made money on the long side, all green across the screen, which is where we want to be. Now I got to wait. Now I've got to sort of wait and pause. 15 minutes to the open. Not much really what I want to do. I don't want to do much in gold because I already had the four winning trades in gold here on the green labels. And with NASDAQ, we always got to be patient before the open. But NASDAQ we might want to turn our attention to NASDAQ just for shits and giggles on the opening rotation and see if we get some movement. NASDAQ clearly looking a little negative here. And by the way, an easy way to determine dominant side versus non-dominant side, sort of like an easy way within our structure, is where is the 8 against the 200, right? Like right now, the dominant side is the sell side. Now, in the bigger scheme of things, the dominant side is still the upside. But if you sort of, if you're averaging in an 8 below 200, your averages tend to work. it tends to work because even you coming in here, you're averaging in, it still comes back down, right? Whereas if you're doing it above, it just stuffs you up the ass, as somebody who I used to date inelegantly told me one day. So short here, if you try to average out, you just get stuffed, right? So that's a good way of keeping yourself in a reasonable risk control mode. Where's the dominant side, and do I want to add to it if it's a dominant side? Now I'm just curious. Okay, let's now we can play Monday morning quarterback here. So imagine I did not take my P&L. We went long here, looking for the 49. It came back down. We bought the 44s. Now here's the really quick question: is my thesis that this is the dominant side? This thing is going to rally back up to at least 47, 48, correct? Or would I have gotten stuffed here if I average down? In this case, we would have gotten stuffed. We would have literally broken the lows over here. So I'm glad I got out early, because this was already the fourth move. It wasn't the first or the second move, and always, that's always the much more least probable move. The trend tab in the box is huge. Never go against for me. Yep. Hey, Martin, how are you? Good to see you, man. Oh, let's see if there's any news before market opens up. Do we have anything? Oh, we have a big storm coming, by the way. 20 inches supposed to hit us. Nothing much going on here. Mondami's first storm. Much as I hate the guy, I will say this: he's very smart. He's the snakiest, oiliest, most most evil person I think I've met in my life. And so far, he's doing everything right in a sense that he's not disturbing the status quo, and he's lulling people into a sense of safety before he destroys the city. Having been raised in the Soviet Union, I know exactly the plan he's doing. And we'll see how it goes. But I give him full credit. I call him the Leon Trotsky of American politics. He's that smart. Oh, Australia's having a heat wave? Yes. What's the site that I get all the news? I'm using Twitter. I just use Twitter primarily for all my site. Primarily, the two sites you want to use. Where is this? The really, really fast news sites is Financial Juice and Zero Hedge. They generally are going to give you the quickest headlines of what's going on. Yeah, flash PMI 945. I'm gonna have to cut out before that because Kay's gonna need the room. But yeah. So a little quiet today, which is typical for Friday. By the way, of course, I mean I think I've beaten this horse to death, but don't forget, if anybody new here, tomorrow, Prop Trader Fest. Be there, be square. 22 hours left. Go out there, sign up. We have like almost 10,000 people signed up. It's going to be insane. 22 speakers. I'm just wrapping up with the final speakers today. Amazing, really lineup. A lot of people are going to share all of their secrets to their trading with you guys. Several $1 million payouts, or several people who've got $1 million payouts on props. So they're gonna talk about their strategy, tactics, everything else. Really, really fascinating day. Everything is going to be recorded, and even if you can't come, just a $10 donation, because all the money that you pay for the recordings are going straight to charity. We already raised almost $5,000 for St. Joseph's Children's Hospital and for the vets. So yeah, great. I'm glad you guys signed up this morning. Absolutely. I suggest you guys make the donation. And not that I want to hump, but it's a really good cause. Make the donation, and you're also going to get all the videos forever, archived forever, so you can get access. People are going nuts in Pittsburgh due to the storm. What do you guys? I bet you guys are going to get like 20 inches because you're always in the in that Ohio Valley. You're going to get like huge amount of dump. It's supposed to go down. I mean, it's actually interesting. Like, what's the? I'm just curious what they're projecting. Weather, New York. All right, so this is winter storm watch. Blah 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 blah. Wait, where's the? Why is this Thursday? It's Friday. It should be Friday, no? Oh, Friday. Yeah, it's really cold. It's all below zero. But where's the 10-day forecast? 5-day weather. Okay, Friday, Saturday, and it's Sunday is when it's supposed to start to snow. See, 75%. This is where it's going to get really, really bad. So if it snows on Sunday, New York City schools definitely going to be closed on Monday. Ontario is the coldest place on earth today. $9.23. Gold looking a little down. I'm going to take. We're just going to take one. I'm going to sort of follow my advice. It's either one and done. If this thing holds as a sell signal, we'll get short here with a stop above the purple and just hold it. It's a non-dominant trade, so I'm just going to follow my advice. It's either going to get done or I get stopped, but at least it's going to be for a controlled amount. A protected stop. I'm going to put a protected stop. But it's actually the signal's got to hold. So far, the signal is not even holding. All right, 42s. 10 seconds left. Let's see if the signal holds. Oh, damn it. I went out. Nope. I'm in and out because the signal failed at the last second, so I just basically flattened myself out. It's fine. It's fine. It was one of those, right on the cusp. Yeah, so back to Mondami. I'm sure he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that the trucks are out in force, that they that they clear the snow, they do everything. Remember, that is how communists always operate. They gain your trust before they kill you, and that's why I consider him to be the most dangerous politician in America, because I understand his playbook really, really well. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, another. This is a legit sell signal. One, okay, we're short here. Now we can go just following this move and see if it plays out. We're not going to add to the position. We're just going to work it here. See if the non-dominant trade works here. Four minutes to the market open. We'll take a look at it. We can actually, where I want to look. Let's go to wealth charts and look at NASDAQ. And when the market opens up, we'll see if there's any trades over there on NASDAQ. I'll configure everything for NASDAQ structure, which will be 8160. So we'll trade NASDAQ here if we have the opportunity. Three minutes to the market open. NASDAQ trying to rally. NAS always love to do like the fake move where they're either going to dump it and then take it back up, or rally it, and then the next step is to drop it on the open. They always try to pre-position the opposite of what they're supposed to do. See if I'm right or wrong on this. We'll see. We are 2 minutes from the open. One minute to the open. NASDAQ having a nice, clean, big rally here. Counter trend rally through the 25,600s. Let's see how the open goes. Friday open sometimes can be a real dud, like not a big move. But let's see if they want to run it. Oh, in the meantime, NASDAQ comes down. In the meantime, we actually were patient enough, and the short actually worked, just a single short, no app, that actually did work, and resolved to the short side. Now let's take a look at what NASDAQ wants to do. NASDAQ is bursting higher, right, on the open. And we will follow this trade if it holds, with a stop underneath here, and see if we can kind of resolve it on the up and up. Oh, Jesus! Wow, sorry, I didn't realize. I thought the time was up. Sorry, this is a bad entry on my part because I didn't watch the clock. I wasn't watching the clock. This was a really bad entry on my part. Yeah, this is really bad. I'm just gonna eat this trade, buy, and just try to sell myself over here if I can. This is just me playing defensively because I was. I should have entered over here. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing here. Let's see if I can just get out. I literally got very lucky and just resolved this trade positively for what, I could have resolved this trade for like 80 ticks if I bought over here. I just simply executed very badly. But the idea still worked, which is you bought the move. You should have bought on the close. You had a big power move over here. The gold trade worked nicely to the downside. The gold trade now is starting to come back down significantly, but it's at the 200 period SMA, and I don't try to sell the 200 period SMA. So I'm going to just hold off on this and see how it trades. But if gold kind of gives up and we start breaking the 200 SMA, that means we're going to try and test the 4900. Like they gave up on trying to run it. So we'll see. NASDAQ, meantime, doing the pump and dump or the dump and pump. No, the pump and dump, where it comes up and then comes back down. This is what you're watching right now is Wealth Charts, the platform of choice. Hi, Miguel. Good morning. How are you? And now we're doing the dump, right? I swear, I almost want to create a trading strategy on this. It's just like the 1, 2, 3 reversal candle is such a common trade in NASDAQ. It's almost like clockwork. So gold pops back up. Like I told you, we didn't want to do the 200 SMA, and it kind of comes right back up over 200 SMA. Gold is really rangy here between 30 and 45. It's trying to make up its mind as to whether it wants to, run the 50s towards the 5,000. There is clearly just, every time they sell it, there's buyers coming in and they're really sweeping it out. So you got to respect it. We're going to watch gold here. If the gold gives us a neon green through the session highs, we got to go long. We're going to have to go long. Oh, guys, I got like 5 minutes to go before Kay is going to kick me out of the room. So, Well, despite the usual mishaps of like bad execution, managed to kind of stay green over here nicely, and obviously stayed green over here. Right? Oh, Jesus, sorry about that. So despite the mishaps and some errors and everything else, controls were, costs were controlled, and we took mostly good trades, and stayed pretty much to plan. Um, as always, I could have done more, but I think we did a pretty good job today as far as just just running the numbers. So I hope you guys liked it. I got to run because Kay is going to kick me out, but we're going to be back Monday. We're going to hang. I will trade with everybody, and yes, everybody on Well Charts, I'm going to give you your refunds, but hold on to those refunds for a couple of days until Apex goes back to discount, and then you can buy yourself some really, really cheap Apexes, or just buy the 50% discount on just one, and wait for the rest of it. All right, I do have a gold signal here that's forming. This is the 46, 47 back to run the 50s. I really want to do this, but I think I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this trade if it stays green, but I'm gonna do it offline because I gotta go because Kay is gonna kick me out. But otherwise, everybody have a great, great day. Everybody, I'll see you guys tomorrow at Prop Trader Fest. Absolutely. Have a great day, guys. Enjoy. Bye.